Welcome to Talk Ottumwa, a production of Greater Ottumwa Partners in Progress. On this podcast, we'll talk about the local businesses in Ottumwa to give you the backstory to their success. We'll also talk about the economic initiatives that are driving the progress of the community. And we'll talk about the issues that the community faces and much more. So stick around and let's talk Ottumwa. Welcome to another episode of Talk Ottumwa. As a reminder to everybody listening, this is a series that's based on youth mental health in Ottumwa and Wapello County. We have had a lot of exciting episodes so far, and today we want to bring in another student, a student with Ottumwa High School. Her name is Zoe Kloppenberg. She is in the 11th grade, and she's part of the Stomp Out Stigma group that she's been involved with about a year in Ottumwa. So welcome to the program, Zoe.
Hi.
So you've been involved with the Stomp Out Stigma group for about a year. Can you tell us just a little bit about what Stomp Out Stigma is, and more importantly, what got you involved in Stomp Out Stigma?
So it's basically like a group of students that advocate for like mental health awareness.
Okay.
I got involved because I was originally part of the teen outreach program, and then the counselor Colby told me about the Stomp Out Stigma group, and I was like interested, I guess.
So what was it specifically that interested you about the group and made you decide to become involved?
I feel like mental health is like something that's not, everybody doesn't like understand it as much, as they like have misconceptions about it.
Okay. So is that something that you have seen, just from your personal perspective, is that something that you have seen that has been a problem in the Ottumwa schools over the since you've been involved?
Kind of, I guess.
So from what you have seen and your involvement in Stomp Out Stigma, how do you feel that they work to promote positive mental health, or even, to be a backstop for those students that are suffering from some sort of mental health crisis?
So we did like a resource booth at lunch last year where we like, gave students things they could access to, like talk to people or like understand better, like to get help with like what they would have been going through.
Do you think that the involvement and the acceptance of that particular group at the high school has been well received by the students?
I don't know necessarily about like the group as a whole, but like the efforts are definitely seen.
Can you talk about that for just a second?
We started this thing last year where we made a list of staff for students to go to when they feel like they need to talk to somebody.
Okay.
And I feel like students are getting involved in that, and they're like recognizing that they now have like people they can go to and resources they can access when they are struggling.
So it's basically an opportunity for the students to know outright who they can trust when they have something that they're going through, basically.
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that the students are utilizing that pretty well? Okay. What do you see your role in Stomp Out Stigma being? Do you see yourself as like a facilitator of the conversation, or a leader in the group, or?
I don't think there's necessarily roles.
Okay.
But I would say that I'm like pretty active. Last year I did a youth mental health first aid training where we learned like signs to notice when we think people may be struggling, and got like identified as like somebody that's like closer to the age range of the high schoolers that they could go to that may be more comfortable than talking to an adult.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. Have you seen, is that a program that was like a one and done, or is that a program that getting those people trained is going to continue, you think?
I believe last year was the first year, but I think we're going to continue to offer it.
Okay.
In the years to come.
Now, from an impact perspective, have you seen some of those folks that were trained in the mental health first aid, have you seen them actually exercising that and students coming to them?
I haven't personally seen anybody else, but I know me, I've I haven't had anybody come to me, but like I've offered help to other people.
Okay. Is that help well received, do you think?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. But at the end of the day, it's still an olive branch that you're extending to people that they may not have gotten before. So, I mean,
Right.
at the end of the day, that's probably a pretty good thing. What do you think that your future looks like? You're kind of in a unique role because a lot of people aren't in the seat of being involved in a mental health circle, so to speak. With you having involvement with Stomp Out Stigma, you've had the mental health first aid training. So you're kind of in a unique position for a lot of the students at the high school, and the fact that you kind of have absorbed yourself into that. What do you see your future looking like? Do you see yourself, at least while you're still in school, do you see yourself trying to be that mentor and trying to spread the word of positive mental health awareness, or continuing to participate down that road?
I definitely see myself continuing down that road in high school and like possibly trying to find a similar position once I go to college.
Mm-hmm.
My career path has nothing to do with like mental health, I guess, but
Sure.
as a student and as a friend, I could still be that person that people could go to.
Okay. Kind of veering off on a little bit of a different road. When you look at your fellow students and look at the situations that they're going through, do you see any trends maybe that people are being impacted from negative mental health? I mean, is it the ones that you have noticed? Is there anything in particular that's triggering mental health issues with them?
I feel like the environment at the school is not, like, as for like the students, is not the healthiest. Like, there are obviously like mean kids
Mm-hmm.
and kids that get bullied. And I feel like, I don't know, it's getting better,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like adults could be doing more than what they are doing.
Gotcha. So do you think it's an issue of the adults not knowing how to handle the problem, or is it resistance of the problem itself?
I feel like the adults, it's not that they don't know how to handle it, it's that they don't know about it. Like,
Okay.
because students don't feel comfortable, like I said, like they're starting to get better, like as we did the stickers with the identified teachers, but before, like they struggle to like go to someone they trust because they don't know who to trust.
Okay. And that's interesting that you say that, because in virtually every episode that we've talked about this, that's really been one of the recurring themes that we've had is, and I don't use this word in a negative tone, but the ignorance of the situation, be it they don't know about it or they don't want to know about it, that has been something that has come up every single person that we've talked to. Another thing that has come up, and it kind of goes to the name of the organization that you're working with, is the stigma that's attached to mental health. Every single person, the professionals, the students, they've all said that there's a stigma, a negative stigma towards mental health. Have you seen that as an issue either from the students or the adults that you're working with or being with during the day?
Yeah, students, I don't really pay attention, I guess, to the reaction of the students, but I feel like a lot of the adults in school that are from like older generations, they aren't as educated, I guess, on like the effects of like different mental illnesses and like how they can like alter a student's way of coping and living normally
Okay.
like other students.
Have you seen progress over the last couple of years in your high school experience in the students supporting one another, the students being supported by the staff in relation to mental health?
I don't really see like the student on student effect, but I feel like staff are being more noticing and like reaching out better to their students to let them know like that it's okay to not be okay.
What do you see yourself doing in the next 2 or 5 years?
Be living by the ocean in Maine.
Oh. Well, I think that we all have that same vision.
I feel like most people, they want to go to like California or Hawaii, but I want it to be cold in Maine.
Probably. All right. Do you have anything else to add?
Going back to what our group is doing through the school, last year we worked with the building principal to get the suicide hotline and I think text line printed on the back of our ID cards for the high school and the middle school.
Okay.
And this year it happened. We did it. We got the hotlines printed on the back after
Perfect.
like 6 years, I think, of Colby working.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Zoe, and we appreciate your time, and we look forward to everything that you have going on in the future here at Ottumwa High School and beyond. And make sure to stick around for the next episode of Talk Ottumwa, and we will round out this series with Christina Shark with Southern Iowa Mental Health. Thanks for listening, everybody.